Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Town of Rocky Mountain House organizational meeting for October 15th, 2024. I will go ahead and call the meeting to order. So, adoption of the agenda. Do we have any changes to the agenda today before us? If not, I'm looking for a motion. Councillor Chappelle.
Thank you, Acting Mayor. I'll so move the agenda as presented.
Thank you for your motion. Do we have any discussion on that? Seeing none, I'll call that to a vote. Those in favor? And none opposed. That is carried. So 3.1, we have to approve the acting mayor schedule. So I'm going to turn this over to Mr. Kraus.
Thank you, Acting Mayor. So under the MGA, council, without having a by-election, council now needs to appoint an acting mayor. The MGA is wide open for the options of council. It can be a singular council, it could be all of council, but only one could be in the position at one time. So for example, there's 6 councillors, there's 1 year left, these could take it for 2 months, or council can do a rotation or appoint one for the term. So there's council's options.
Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Councillor Hutchinson.
Thank you. I don't read it like that. And again, there's a number of things with the MGA that can be up to each individual's interpretation. But when it says under 152, council may appoint one or more councillors as deputy chief elected official, so that A, only one councillor will hold the office and filled at all times, so that's covered. A deputy chief elected official must act as a chief elected official, A, when the chief elected official is unable to perform the duties as a chief elected official, or if the office is vacant. And then on to 3, a council may appoint a councillor as an acting chief elected official to act as the chief elected official, A, if both the chief elected official and the deputy chief elected official are unable to perform the duties of the chief elected official, or if both the office of chief elected official and the office of deputy chief elected official are vacant. So I'm interpreting that as we may appoint if we don't have anybody in those 2 positions, but because we have a deputy chief elected official schedule, I struggle with it saying a council may appoint. Again, it's the MGA, and interpretations are always to what each reader sees it as. It's not that clear.
Sorry, what section were you citing?
152.
Okay, so if you go to 163, it says, if the chief elected official is elected by vote of the electors of the whole municipality and the office becomes vacant, that vacancy must be filled if on the date of the vacancy occurs there are 12, or sorry, I'll go to the next one. If on the date the vacancy occurs there are less than 12 months before the general election, either by election or council appointing at the next council meeting one or more councillors as the chief elected official, so that only one councillor holds the office at any one time and the office is filled at one time. So that's section 163.
Go ahead.
I'm not going to debate you on the MGA, but it just, like I said, it reads earlier on that, we have the deputy mayor schedule in place, which was decided, and we'll confirm today, but that rotation is what the town has always followed.
Yeah, so that section applies if there's a vacancy in the chief elected official, but there's the anticipation, or there's going to be a by-election, so it's a fill-in until a new mayor is elected. So if you go to 163, it talks about when that position is not going to be filled. So if on the date of the vacancy occurs, there's less than 12 months, but in this case, we've been given an exemption before a general election, council appointing at the next council meeting one or more councillors as the chief elected official, so that only one councillor holds the office at any one time, and the office is always filled.
So having said that, that's exactly what we have in place right now as an acting mayor, or as a deputy mayor schedule.
Yes, so that's been implemented when the vacancy occurred, until the time that we knew about the exemption of the election. So
Okay.
council can keep that schedule. That's an option under 163.
Counselor Chappelle?
Thank you. So understanding that and knowing that we need to do something with the deputy mayor position, I'm going to throw a motion out there and then just see where it rattles out at. And so that's, that I'll move that we have an acting mayor position decided by secret ballot for those wishing the position, and that the acting mayor position is to be approved from today through to the next municipal election in October of 2025.
Okay. Thank you for your motion. I'm opening it up now for conversation. Counselor Hutchinson and then Counselor Phillips.
Thank you. I don't feel that this would be the appropriate direction to go. I feel that the mayor is an elected position by the public, and I don't think it's appropriate for us as 6 councillors at this table to be making the decision amongst ourselves as to who is going to be appointed when we do have, in fact, an acting or a deputy mayor schedule in place. I think anytime we bring secret ballots amongst this table, I just feel it doesn't reflect well on us as a council.
Thank you, Counselor Hutchinson. Counselor Phillips.
Thank you. So I believe, yes, we should have someone at this role for the next 12 months. The deputy mayor schedule has always been meant to be underneath a mayor. So the mayor is always consistent on the top. The deputy mayor schedule rotates underneath that. And now that we don't have a position or person in the position of mayor, that position needs to stay stable and reliable. I believe to have consistency and predictability to the residents of the town, I believe that we should have someone in that position for the remainder of the term, whoever that person may be. I just think it's prudent to have one person in that position and not changing that out.
Counselor Hutchinson.
Thank you. I appreciate what you're saying, but unfortunately, we're put in this position because the mayor resigned. So regardless of how that person is appointed as acting mayor in the next year, I'll say, we will not have for lack of better words, a true mayor. We will be having an acting mayor. So, what is going to be the best step forward for all of us to continue to work in a cohesive manner? And I feel electing amongst ourselves can possibly not necessarily have the outcomes that we want to see on a move forward basis with this council.
Counselor Musker.
Thank you, Acting Mayor. Thank you for your comments, Councillor Hutchinson. I would hope that council cohesion would not be affected by the results of the decision made.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. Counselor Chappelle.
Thank you, Acting Mayor. So where I'm at on it is I hear the comments, but I think that you're better off to have somebody who would want to do it than somebody who's forced to do it. When we do up a schedule, you're basically forced into being the deputy mayor, and now in this case, the acting mayor. If there's people who wish to do it, your result is going to be far better than if someone's forced into it. So I put that motion out there. Anybody can put their name into it who wishes to do it. Those who wish not to do it then won't put their name in there. So I think we're far better off as a town and a council to make sure that we have that position with somebody who wants to do it than somebody who's forced to do it. And what you're advocating, Councillor Hutchinson, is we're going to force people to do that. And I don't think that's ever appropriate in anything to be forced. So I just throw that out there that I think we need to look at it with a reasonable eye and let those who wish to put their name into the hat, and that could be 4 or 6 people or 5 or 6 people. But if that's it and it's defeated, then we go from there. But it's a start and it's a motion and it's on the floor.
Thank you. Councillor Hutchinson?
Thank you. I don't believe it's a forced position. We've seen over the past year that actually since the day we started, there was a set rotation alphabetically. It was changed throughout the course of the past 3 years to accommodate people, to make, Councillor Phillips stepped in the first term, that wasn't according to the way our schedule went. We made those changes, so we have the ability to make those changes amongst ourselves. It's not a forced, I don't like the word saying that, it's a forced position. I don't believe it is.
Thank you, Councillor Hutchinson. I can see both sides of it. You know, we do have a schedule that we've been following. And fairness-wise, and from the way I look at it, it's fair to just continue on with that schedule. But I also understand if council feels that continuity is also important. So I guess I have a question, Mr. Kraus. So we vote on the motion, and then if it's carried, then those that want to put their name in do so after that to secret ballot? Okay, thank you. Is there any more discussion on this before we move to voting? Okay, seeing none, so I will call it to a vote. Those in favor of the motion? And those opposed? And that is carried. So I guess we will go now to, to secret ballots. So am I looking to see who wants to put their name in for the position?
This is exactly what he's talking about.
Go ahead.
Yes, thank you, Acting Mayor. Yes, I would be putting my name into the vote for this position.
Okay. Thank you for that. Councillor Hutchinson?
I will do so as well, as I did not vote in favor of the last motion, and I'm in favor of continuing on with the deputy mayor's schedule. So I will put my name in as my name was on for the March to October term for deputy mayor.
Thank you for that. Okay, oh, that sounds good. I think for myself as well, I am undecided. Okay. So I've been doing this for 2 months now, and I feel like it's been going fairly well. I don't mind being in the position. And I can see the benefits of continuity as well. So I think I will be putting my name in as well to remain until next October. So now whatever the process is now. Anybody else?
Close nominations.
Okay, so I will then close nominations unless there's someone else who wants to put their name in for it. Okay. Thank you, Catherine. Councillor Hutchinson?
I just want to point out before we submit these, I know before we've had the secret ballot and the names were counted out and said, and just to clarify that we're not, it will be all secret. Thank you.
Oh, sorry. I think I have another one. I got one. Thank you.
The vote goes to Councillor Len Phillips.
Thank you, Tracy. So do we switch then in terms of chairing, Mr. Kraus?
You just need a motion now to appoint Councillor Phillips as acting mayor from today's date to
Until-
the next general elections.
Okay. Do I make that motion? Or does it matter? Councillor Chappelle?
Also make that motion if you would allow me.
Sure.
That Councillor Phillips be appointed to the acting mayor position from today through to the next general municipal election in October 2025.
Thank you for your motion. Do we have any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, I'll call that to a vote. Those in favor and those opposed, and that is carried. I will pass it over to you now, Councillor
Okay,
Phillips, or Acting Mayor Phillips.
Thank you, Councillor Caprero. Before we move on, I just wanted to say very much thank you to Marley Caprero. You have done an exceptional job in the interim as acting mayor, and I wanted to thank you, and I think as council we want to thank you. You filled that role admirably, and I just wanted to make sure that that doesn't go unnoticed.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
So moving on to the next agenda item is approving the deputy mayor schedule. So everyone has the deputy mayor schedule in front of you. Do we have, yes, sorry, Councillor Auld.
Before we proceed, do we need to make a motion to destroy the ballots?
Typically, we do that at the end of the org meeting, and just in case there's secret ballots for committees and stuff like that. So,
Okay, thank you for that, Councillor Auld. So we have the deputy mayor schedule in front of us, and any modifications or additions to that, or are we going to go with the schedule as presented? Councillor Musker.
I'll make the motion that we go with the deputy mayor's schedule as presented.
Okay, thank you for that motion. Do we have any discussion on that motion? Okay, I'll call that to a vote. All those in favor? And there are none opposed, so that is carried. Moving on to seating arrangements. Is everyone okay with their seating arrangements? I mean, obviously, I'll move over for the next meeting here. Is everyone okay with where we're sitting? Does anyone want to change or modify that? So then we'll just swap these two seats. Okay. Okay, do we need to make a motion for that? Okay, so looking for a motion to modify the seating arrangement. Councillor Sheffield.
Thank you, Acting Mayor. We'll just, to allow all the seating arrangements to remain as are, other than the acting mayor and the previous acting mayor to swap seats.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Sheffield. Any discussion on that motion? Okay, call that to a vote. All those in favor? And none opposed, and that is carried. And moving on to item 5.1, reviewing the council committee's terms of reference. Mr. Kraus, I'll pass that over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Acting Mayor. So that's there for council's references for all the committees that to be appointed to. So if council's fine with all the terms of references, it's just accepting them as information and then moving on to the committees.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions or concerns on the terms of reference? And just looking for a motion. Oh, sorry, Councillor Auld.
I'll just make that motion that we accept the council terms of reference as information.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Auld. Any discussion on that motion? Call that to a vote. All those in favor? And none opposed, and that is carried. So moving on to the appointment of town committees. Before we start this, I know we just redid a bunch of these 2 or 3 months ago. My preference would be to just keep everything status quo, but again, we can talk about this amongst council as we go to each one of these. So the first one is item 5.21, the Anti-Racism Task Force. Discussion on this one, or who do we want to appoint to this? Who is currently on this one, I guess, is probably a question. Okay. Councillor Musker?
Councillor Musker is on this task force, yes. And I'm happy to stay there.
Okay. Any discussion or any questions on that? So then we're just looking for a motion to appoint Councillor Musker to the Anti-Racism Task Force. Councillor Hutchinson?
Do we want to at the same time add the alternate that's listed in, or does it need to be two separate motions? Okay. I'm on there as an alternate, so I'll be happy to stay on there as well.
Okay, so are you prepared to make that motion?
I guess I could.
Thank you.
Mayor, excuse me.
Yes.
We need 2 council members and 1 alternate.
Okay. So we're looking for 2 council members. Councillor Hutchinson, are you wanting to move up from an alternate position?
Yeah, I can stay on as, or move up to a position.
Okay. Councillor Caprero?
I don't mind putting my name in for alternate.
Okay. Is everyone okay with those appointments? So then we're just looking for a motion for that. Councillor Auld.
I'll make the motion that we appoint Councillor Musker and Hutchinson to the delegates and Councillor Caparo for the alternate for the anti-racism task force.
Okay. Is everyone clear on that motion? Any discussion on that motion? Okay, I'll call that to a vote. Oh,
No.
Oh.
Voting between the two.
Okay, so all those in favor of that? And none opposed, so that is carried. The Community Events Committee is our next one. I know we have Councillor Hutchinson and Councillor Caprero on this committee. Are you wanting to stay on this committee? Are we looking for other names? I know you're doing a great bang-up job on this committee. Councillor Hutchinson, or Councillor Caprero.
Thank you. I would like to stay on it, please.
Councillor Hutchinson.
Thank you. Yeah, I'd stay on that one as well, and we do also have on here listed that we need an alternate for the.
Yes. Okay, so we've got 2 members that are willing. Councillor Schipholt?
I'm just looking for an alternate. I was going to make the motion, but I'm just looking if anybody's prepared to be the alternate on this committee.
Okay, I see Councillor Ald's lights on.
I'd put my name forward for the alternate on that committee.
Okay, thank you.
Also move then that the council appoint to the Community Events Committee Councillor Hutchinson and Councillor Capero and the alternate to be Councillor Auld.
So we have a motion on the table. Any discussion on that motion? I will call that to a vote. All those in favor? And that is carried. There's none that are opposed. So moving on to the Municipal Emergency Advisory Committee. I do know that I do currently sit on this committee, and I believe Mayor Bache used to sit on this committee, so we're looking for the...
I also sit on, sorry.
Okay, sorry.
Acting Mayor Fest, I also sit on
Okay,
this one.
thank you. Thank you for that clarification. So I would be, as acting mayor, I'd be on that committee, and Councillor Capero has expressed interest. Does anyone else? I see 2 lights. Councillor Musker?
Oh, I was just going to make the motion.
Oh,
So I see in the overview, the mayor and 2 councillors sit on this.
yes.
I'd be happy to be the second councillor.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Schipholt, you were making a motion?
Yes, let it resolve the council appoint to the Municipal Emergency Advisory Committee, Councillor Phillips as acting mayor, Councillor Caprero and Councillor Musker as the council members sitting on that committee.
Okay, thank you. Just clarification, Mr. Kraus, we don't need an alternate on this one? No, okay. Okay, so we have a motion on the table. Any discussion? Call that to a vote. All those in favor? And with none opposed, that is carried. So moving on to the Policing Committee. Again, we are looking for 2 council members on this committee, and I know currently myself and Councillor Musker are on this committee. I would be willing to stay on this committee for sure. Let's see, Councillor Hutchinson had her light on.
I would express interest in this committee as well.
Councillor Caprero?
I was just going to say, so I think I took the alternate spot when Councillor Schipholt was away. So I'm happy to withdraw as being the alternate position if somebody else would like to take that.
Okay, sorry, Tracy has a comment.
Thank you, Acting Mayor. So there's actually no alternate on this policing committee as per the terms of reference.
Okay.
And we are looking for 2 council members, but Councillor Musgrove is actually in a 2-year position, and he's only fulfilled partially 1. So his name is actually listed below. So we're only looking for 1 position to be filled.
Okay. And Councillor Hutchinson, you are willing to put your name in for that then? Okay. Do we have any discussion on this? So I am looking for a motion then.
Are we gonna, Acting Mayor, are you leaving your name on there, or are we gonna go to a
No,
vote?
I will yield to Councillor Hutchinson.
Okay, then I'll make the motion that we resolve the council appoint to the policing committee Councillor Musker for his last half of his term, and to Councillor Hutchinson as well to sit as council representatives on that committee.
Okay, so we have a motion on the table. Any discussion on this motion? Call that to a vote. All those in favor? And that is unanimous and carried. So moving on to the next topic is the Youth Advisory Council. So just looking for some maybe direction on this from administration. How are we proceeding? Are we just going to go ahead and do this? And okay. So then we're looking for the acting mayor and 1 councillor for a 1-year term on this one. So is there any councillor that would be willing to be part of this committee? Councillor Caprero.
I'd be willing to put my name in for that.
Okay, thank you. And Councillor Schippold.
I'd be willing to be the alternate on that.
Okay, thank you. Any more discussion on this one? Then I am looking for a motion.
That's my page.
Sorry, Councillor Hutchinson.
Be it resolved, the council appoint to the Youth Advisory Council acting mayor, Councillor Caprero, and Councillor Chappelle as the alternate member.
Okay, thank you for that motion. Any discussion on that motion? I will call for a vote. All those in favor? And that is carried unanimously. Moving on to the FCSS board. I do currently sit on this board, and there is something happening with this board. There's actually 3 public members on this board, public members at large, that are not going to be here after the organizational term. 1 has resigned, 1 was removed, and 1 is termed out. I would like to keep sitting on this board just for consistency, because I believe that it's, with having more than half the board change over, it should be having some consistency on there. So I would like to keep my name on this, but of course that's for council discussion. Councillor Hutchinson? Oh, just saw your light on. Okay, so do we have any discussion on this? Looking for a motion then? Yes, sorry, we would need an alternate as well. Thank you for that. Councillor Hutchinson.
I've been alternate on that one, so if nobody else is interested, I'll let my name stand there.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Hutchinson. So we're just looking for a motion on that then. Councillor Schippold.
Thank you, Acting Mayor. Let it be resolved the council appoint to the Clearwater Regional FCSS Board Councillor, Acting Mayor Phillips, and as the alternate, we Councillor Hutchinson.
Okay, thank you. Any discussion on that motion? Call that to a vote. All those in favor? And that is carried unanimously again. So looking at the next one is the Tri-ICC meeting. So we're looking for mayor or designate and 1 council member, or acting mayor, I guess, in this position. So yes, I would be willing to put my name in for this, and we're looking for another councillor and an alternate member. Councillor Auld.
I would be willing to put my name forward as the other counselor on that if nobody else wants that one.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Caprero
I was just going to say I'm happy to put my name in as alternate.
as alternate. Okay, thank you. Councillor Schippold, you had your light on?
I'll make the motion.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Let it be resolved the council appoint to the Intermunicipal Collaboration Committee, or Tri-ICC, the acting mayor and Councillor Auld as representatives from the council, and the alternate being Councillor Caprero.
Okay, thank you for that motion. Any discussion on that motion? I will call that to a vote. All those in favor? And that is carried unanimously again. So moving on to the Rocky Clearwater Intermunicipal Collaboration Committee, or ICC. So we're looking for 3 members on this one, the acting mayor and 2 councillors. And Councillor Hutchinson beat you out there, Councillor Capero.
Not by much.
Yeah, I think we've, as a group right now, have made lots of progress with this committee, so I would like to keep my name on there for the position.
Thank you, Councillor Capero.
As would I, please.
Okay, thank you. I concur. We've made some good progress on that committee, so that's a good viewpoint. Any more? I see your light is still on, Councillor Capero.
Oh,
Okay. Councillor Shippold.
Let me make the motion, if you allow me.
Okay, sure.
Let it be resolved, the council appoint to the Rocky Clearwater Intermunicipal Collaboration Committee, Councillor Phillips as acting mayor, and Councillor Hutchinson and Councillor Capero as members. Those 3 people would represent the town on that committee.
Okay, thank you. So we have that motion on the table. Any discussion on that motion? Then I will call that to a vote. All those in favor? And that is carried again unanimously. So moving on to the Rocky Clearwater Intermunicipal Development Plan, or IDP. Looking for 3 council members to sit on this, and I believe this is one of those that hasn't sat or hasn't had a meeting in quite a number of years.
That's correct, Acting Mayor, but it is required under our agreement with
Yes.
Clearwater County, and we might be actually having one in the near future, so.
Yeah. So I would be willing to put my name in for this one, and I see Councillor Caprero. Not sure who got their light in first, so Councillor Caprero.
Thank you. I also am currently assigned to this one and would like to stay.
I'm just going to go around. Councillor Hutchinson?
And I echo what Councillor Capero. I do think that it does kind of tie into the ICC as well, so I think it's
Yes.
important to have that continuity.
Continuity. Thank you. Councillor Musker
Yeah, I see here on the list I'm an alternate, but I'd like to put my name in
as the alternate.
no, it doesn't
as-
require an alternate, but I would like to.
Put your name in.
Put my name in.
Okay. And Councillor Shippold has his light on as well.
I was going to make a motion, but
You just turn it off.
I was going to make a motion, but we have now 4 people with their names forward, so does that mean we're going to election first?
Count. So I will yield to the 3 that have their names on, and we will. Yep. So you're ready to make a motion then, Councillor Shippold?
I am, if you
Okay.
allow me.
Yes, please.
Let it resolve the council appoint to the Intermunicipal Development Plan Committee, Councillor Caprero, Councillor Hutchinson, Councillor Mosker, to represent the town.
Okay, so we have a motion on the table. Any discussion on that motion? I'll call that to a vote. All those in favor? And that is carried unanimously again. So the Rocky Library Board is our next committee, and I know Councillor Musker is on this committee.
Thank you, Acting Mayor. I am, and I would like to stay on this board.
Okay, thank you. And I know these, we don't have alternates for, is that correct? We don't have alternates, okay. So Councillor Musker, Councillor Hutchinson?
I'll make that motion that
Okay.
Councillor Musker be appointed to the Rocky Public Library Board.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Hutchinson. Any discussion on that motion? I will call that to a vote. All those in favor? And that is carried unanimously again. The Parkland Regional Library Board System, I do currently sit on that board, and I would be willing to continue to sit on that board if council wishes. Councillor Hutchinson.
Thank you. Is this one that, with Councillor Musker being on the Rocky Public Board, kind of crossover, that it would be beneficial to have him be on this board as well?
And that's great discussion. I'm not sure if Councillor Musker would be willing to do that, but if he would, I would be willing to come off that board.
I'm happy to leave things as they are, actually.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Musker. So then I will still then leave my name on for this board, if anyone else wants to add their name. If not, I see
We need an
Councillor
alternate.
Shippold. Sorry, we'll need an alternate as well.
I would be
Councillor Musker.
happy to be the alternate for this this committee or board.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Musker. I see Councillor, did you have your light on or no?
Yeah, I was going to make the motion,
Okay.
if you allow me.
Yes, please.
Okay, Acting Mayor, let it be resolved that the council appoint to the Parkland Regional Library System Board, Acting Mayor Councillor Phillips, as well as an alternate, which would be Councillor Musker.
Okay, thank you for that motion. Any discussion? I'll call that to a vote. All those in favor? And that is carried. So moving on to the next one is the School Resource Officer Steering Committee. So we're looking for a counselor and an alternate to be appointed to this committee. Councillor Ald?
I put my name forward for this.
Thank you, Councillor Ald. I see Councillor Schippelt is next. Okay. Councillor Musker?
I'd be willing to be the alternate.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else want to add their name to this? Okay, so then I'm just looking for a motion. Councillor Hutchinson?
Be resolved that council appoint to the School Resource Officer Steering Committee Councillor Alds and Councillor Musker as alternate member.
Okay, thank you for that motion. Any discussion on that motion? I will call that to a vote. All those in favor? And again, carried unanimously. So the AGTMA, Alberta Japan Twin Municipalities Association, we're looking for one council member to act as a representative on this committee. Councillor Schippelt?
I'll also put my name forward for that.
Thank you. Anyone else have any discussion on this? If not, just looking for a motion. Councillor Musker.
I'll make that motion, Acting Mayor. Be it resolved the council appoint to the Alberta Japan Twin Municipalities Association and Rocky Chemical Friendship Society Councillor Schippelt.
Okay, thank you for that motion. Any discussion on that? I will call it to a vote. All those in favor? And that is carried unanimously. Next one is Campus Alberta Central Post-Secondary Committee. I believe Councillor Hutchinson, you sit on this one?
I sit on this one through the Rocky Learning Council. That's a subcommittee under Rocky Learning Council, but Councillor Chappelle right now is sitting as the appointed. So I'm there anyway, well, providing I stay on the Rocky Learning Council board. So if Councillor Chappelle's willing to stay,
Yes, I am.
Okay, thank you.
then I'll make that,
Oh, go ahead if you're willing to make
the motion
Yep.
that Councillor Chappelle be appointed to the Campus Alberta Central Post-Secondary Committee.
Thank you for that motion. Discussion on that motion? Call that to a vote. All those in favor? And that is carried unanimously again. The Central Alberta Economic Partnership, CAPE, I do currently sit on that committee. I would be willing to continue sitting on that committee. Unless there's any more council discussion. Councillor Hutchinson? Oh, it's okay. Any more discussion on that? So just looking for a motion. Councillor Capero.
Thank you. Be it resolved that council appoint to the Central Alberta Economic Partnership, Acting Mayor Phillips.
Okay, thank you for that motion. Any discussion on this motion? I'll call that to a vote. All those in favor? And that is carried unanimously again. The Community Futures Board, I do currently sit on this board. I see that they say it's a 3-year term. I believe that that's something we should go back and change the terms of reference at Community Futures. Should be a 4-year term. This is one of those boards that it takes a long time to get up to speed on. And typically as a council member goes on there, they're on for the entire term. And I would be willing to stay on this board again. Any discussion? Councillor Capero?
Oh, no.
Okay, Councillor Musker?
I'd like to make the motion, Acting Mayor.
Okay, thank you.
Be it resolved the council appoint to the Community Futures Board Acting Mayor Phillips.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Musker. Any discussion on that motion? All those in favor? And that is carried unanimously. The North Saskatchewan Watershed Alliance is our next one. We're looking for one council member to act on this board. Councillor Ald.
I would have my name on that board if it works for everybody.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Ald. Councillor Capero.
I'll make a motion. Be it resolved that council appoint to the North Saskatchewan Watershed Alliance, Councillor Alt.
Thank you for that motion. Any discussion? I'll call that to a vote. All those in favor? And that is carried unanimously again. The Rocky Community Learning Council. We're looking for one counselor and an alternate. Counselor Hutchinson.
I would like to let my name stand for that one, as we've gone through some changes with the executive director and kind of doing a pilot project with co-directors, so
Okay.
if no
Thank
one
you.
else is interested, I would like to stay.
Thank you for that. Counselor Capero, then Counselor Sheffield.
I wouldn't mind being alternate for this, if that's all right.
Okay, thank you. And your light just went off, I'm assuming. Okay. So any more discussion? So we're just looking for a motion then. Counselor Ald.
I make the motion that the town appoints Councillor Hutchinson and Councillor Capero to the Rocky Community Learning Council.
Okay, thank you for that motion. Any discussion? Call that to a vote. All those in favor? And that is carried again unanimously. So the Rocky Clearwater County Healthcare Professional Engagements Team is our next committee. We are looking for 2 council members to sit on this one. And I see Councillor Shipple has his light on.
Yes, I'm on there presently, as was the previous mayor.
Yep.
So I would definitely put my name forward for one of those positions.
And Councillor Hutchinson.
I was just going to ask who else was on there, so if there isn't any other interest, I would throw my name in there as well.
Okay, thank you. So we've got two willing participants. Any more discussion? Okay, just looking for a motion. Councillor Musker.
I'll make that motion. Be it resolved, the council appoint to the Rocky Mountain House Clearwater County Healthcare Professionals Engagement Team, Councillor Chappelle and Councillor Hutchinson.
Okay, thank you for that motion. Any discussion on that motion? I'll call that to a vote. All those in favor? And again, carried unanimously. The next one is the Rocky Mountain House Museum Operations Board, and we're looking for 2 council members to sit on this and an alternate. And who have we got that wants? Councillor Capero.
Thank you. I'm presently on it. I think I had taken your spot, Councillor Chappelle, when you were away. If you would like your spot back, I'm happy to give it to you back.
Thank you. I most certainly take that back.
Okay, thank you. And Councillor Musker.
And I'm on this board, and I'd like to stay.
Okay, thank you. So more discussion on this, or if not, I'm looking for, oh, sorry, Councillor Ald.
We also need an alternate for that.
we need an alternate,
one,
yes.
So I put my name forward for that.
Thank you, Councillor Ald. Any more discussion? If not, we're looking Councillor Capero.
Thank you. I'll make the motion, be it resolved that council appoint to the Rocky Mountain House Museum Operations Board Councillor Chappelle and Councillor Musker, and Councillor Ald as the alternate member.
Okay, thank you for that motion. Any discussion on this? Then I will call that to a vote. All those in favor? And again, carried unanimously. So the next one is the Rocky Senior Housing Council, and I believe Councillor Hutchinson, you sit on this committee? Councillor Hutchinson.
Yeah, I would leave my name to stand for that.
Okay, thank you. Any more discussion? Any other questions? Councillor Musker.
I'd like to make the motion. Be it resolved, the council appoint to the Rocky Senior Housing Council, Councillor Hutchinson.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Musker. Any discussion on that motion? I will call that to a vote. All those in favor? And again, carried unanimously. West Central Stakeholders is our next one. I have actually been going to these last 2 meetings. I would be willing to stay on this committee if council is okay with that. Or I guess I wasn't on that committee, I was just filling in. Sorry. So any discussion, Councillor Hutchinson, or Councillor Capero, sorry.
Thank you. I'll just make a motion, be it resolved that council appoint to the West Central Stakeholders Acting Mayor Phillips.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Hutchinson. Any discussion on that motion? Caprero. Sorry, Councillor Caprero.
It's all good.
Any discussion on that? I'll call that to a vote. All in favor? And that is carried unanimously again. Okay, so do we need to discuss destruction of the ballots, Mr. Kramer? Okay, so then we're just looking for a motion to destroy the ballots for the vote we had. Councillor Ald?
I'll make that motion for the destruction of ballots.
Okay, thank you. Any discussion on this one? Call it to a vote. All those in favor? And that is carried. Moving on to item 6.1, the schedules for RMA and FCM and AB Munis. So starting off, I guess, FCM, do we want to start with that one? So yes, I would be able to attend FCM this year, but we're also looking for 2 other members to attend as well. Councillor Hutchinson.
On the rotation as deputy mayor, at that time, I would like to attend as well.
Okay. Is anyone else interested? It's May 29th to June 1st, 2025. No? Okay, so Councillor Shipple.
Can we just leave that in Lux right now, or in Flux?
Should we appoint the 2 or just leave it for now?
Well, you could appoint the 2 and just leave the third one
Okay.
open. And we would advise before registration
Yeah.
deadline, so.
Okay. Were you prepared to make a motion then, Councillor Shipple, or?
I can make that motion. And that motion is that we approve for Councillor Hutchinson and the acting mayor to attend FCM and to leave the 3rd position open until registration, and if anyone chooses to go, that they can put their name forward.
Okay. Thank you, Councillor Shipple. So we're looking for discussion on that. No discussion, I'll call it to a vote. All those in favor? And that is carried unanimously. So do we need to discuss RMA and AB munis at this point, Mr. Kraus, or can we?
So acting mayor, so RMA, yes, if council wants to attend or have a presence at that one. The 2025 Alberta Munis would be after the next general election, so that'll be determined at the next org meeting.
Okay, thank you. So then, yes, we're looking for names to go to the RMA Spring Convention. I would be definitely willing to attend that for sure. And I see Councillor Shipple's light on.
Yes, I'd be willing to attend that as well.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else? Councillor Caprero?
I'd be willing to attend that one as well.
Councillor Hutchinson?
At this time, I would as well.
Okay. That is a good question. How many do we send? I believe it's open, yeah. Councillor Auld?
I'd put my name on there as well then.
Okay, thank you. And that's it? Okay, so then we're looking for a motion to that effect. Councillor Hutchinson?
I'd make the motion that all council, with exception, do you want to be included, Councillor Musker, just in case? Put the motion forward that all of council who is available to attend the 2025 RMA Spring Conference do so.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Hutchinson. Any discussion on that motion? I will call that to a vote. All those in favor? And that is carried unanimously again. So the spring and fall municipal leaders caucus, that's just on a rotation basis, acting mayor and deputy mayor? Okay, so we don't need a motion for that? No, okay. Okay, thank you. So we will move on then to item 7.1, the town council meeting schedule. Looking for administration. Are there any dates that conflict with RMA or FCM or anything like that already?
So acting mayor, so yeah, and it's been adjusted. So if you look at the November GPC meeting, it's moved to a Monday because the 11th is a holiday and Alberta Muni starts on the 12th.
Okay.
So that's I think the only anomaly. No. March. Right.
So March is moved to Thursday, the 20th.
Thursday, because
Okay.
of RMA.
RMA. Okay. Has anyone got discussion on our meeting schedules? Do we need a motion to accept that as information then, Mr. Kraus? As presented? Okay. So I'm looking for a motion. Councillor Musker?
Yes, thank you. I'll make the motion that we accept the council schedule for information as presented.
Okay. Thank you, Councillor Musker. Any discussion on that? And I'll call that to a vote. All those in favor? And that is carried again unanimously. So moving on to item 8.1, the Code of Conduct bylaw. So we have the Code of Conduct bylaw in our package. Has anyone got any questions or concerns regarding the existing code of conduct bylaw? Seeing no discussion, there's only one thing that I have heard from other communities that have changed their code of conduct bylaw is to the effect, basically any code of conducts that come in the last year of a term get not dealt with in that last year, they get moved on to the next term should that person become successful in being reelected, just to avoid the code of conduct from becoming a weaponized tool for an election cycle. I just thought I'd toss it out there for any discussion amongst council, if there's any traction, if we want to think about something the same or just leave the bylaw the same. Councillor Capero?
Don't have any issues with that change. If the rest of council feels it would be advantageous.
Councillor Hutchinson?
I would be hesitant on putting that change through. I mean, we shouldn't have code of conduct issues. We should all be following the code of conduct as it is. And I would hope that nothing comes forward. I wouldn't be I would not approve of the change.
Thank you. Councillor Auld?
Yeah, I'm on that same page, Acting Mayor. I don't want it seen as a get-out-of-jail-free card.
Okay.
If you've done something that is against the bylaw, I think it should be dealt with, so.
Okay.
Whether you were on for another term or not, I
Yeah.
still think it should be
Okay.
addressed.
Thank you. So then are we in consensus that we'll just leave the code of conduct bylaw as is? So then just looking for a motion to accept item 8.1 as information. Councillor Auld?
I'll make the motion to accept 8.1 for information on the code of conduct bylaw.
Okay, thank you. Any discussion on that motion? Call that to a vote. All those in favor? And that is carried unanimously again. Item 8.2, the council procedural bylaw. Again, in our package, has everyone had a chance to review this? And is there any discussion or modifications we want to make? See, Councillor Auld?
If there's no discussion, I would just make the motion that we accept the bylaw 2023/14 council procedure bylaws information.
Okay, thank you for that motion. Any discussion? All those in favor? And again, that is carried unanimously. We have no items for information, and for now, I will take a 5-minute break, and then we'll move into closed session. Or do we want to just go right into closed session?
Acting Mayor, so our council's regular council meeting starts at 10.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So it would be just to recess this,
And
the
start
organizational meeting till after the regular council meeting has concluded.
Okay, thank you for that clarification, Mr. Kraus. So then I will conclude this meeting for now? Recess this meeting for now, and we will pick it up after our regular council meeting. Do I need a motion for that, or just say, looking? No? Okay. So I'll just recess this meeting. Thank you.